It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.
Well, there's no Grade 1 action this weekend, but we do have a Grade 3 and a Grade 2 event to look forward to at Hollywood Bet Scottsville, and straight into the Track and Ball Derby, a Grade 3 over the 2,400 meter trip where they race for a purse of 175,000, and the best weighted horse, Senso Unico, taking a drop in class. So we'll have a look at Senso Unico's last run when finishing 5th in the Daily News behind Safe Passage, and a rerun of Silvano's Timer winning his recent start in an interview with Vaughan Marshall.
And Pomp and Power's clear by 2 or 3. Safe Passage. Aragosta's running on to the inside. Senso Unico's trying to close in. Waterbury Laner's charging up on the outside, and Safe Passage is getting into it. Safe Passage with a rip-roaring finish. He's reaching for the stars, and Safe Passage will go on. Second spot's tied. Pomp and Power or Aragosta and Waterbury Lane. Then comes Good Queen Bess, Royal Monarch. Juan Carlos at the 300-meter marker. Silvano's Timer and Chavoots between them. Now Silvano's Timer asked for Maximin. Comes to collar them on the inside. And yes, Silvano's Timer hitting the front. Juan Carlos second, but it's going to be Silvano's Timer, Juan Carlos, Chavoot, Good Queen Bess.
Yeah, you know, we opted not to run and proceed with the July plan and everything. So we've opted for this race, and he's drawn well, as you say. His work's been good. And Sean's very, very happy with him. I think he'll run a very good race.
Some confidence there from trainer Vaughan Marshall about his charge, Senso Unico, who is drawn in gate number 1 with Sean Veal aboard, and he's been priced up as an early favourite at 2-1. The second pick in the market is the 7 Silvano's Timer, and the third pick is number 4 Salvatore Mundi. And these, how do you see race number 6, the Track and Ball Derby, planning out over the 2,400 meter trip? Is Senso Unico going to be your top choice, or is he vulnerable despite the drop in class?
Well, the first thing we have to have a look at is that they only 2-3-year-olds that match strides with older horses here in this derby. And there's also Senso Unico. Now, I don't know if it is by design or by instruction. I'd like to know from Vaughan. If I meet him on the course on Saturday, I'm working. What has happened his last 3 starts, you know, they've given him a chance instead of racing him up handy, where you can clearly see that his best form is that when he races up handy, he just seems to gather his stride early in the race, and he just keeps going. His best run of his career was in that Politician Stakes, and I can remember it clearly. He was poorly drawn. Richard overcame the draw. He was under 2 lengths behind Universal. He got the penalty for running a good race in a classy field. But from draw 1, I'm hoping, you know, I'm not one, to, you know, I'm just reading the race. I'm just hoping from draw 1 that the tactics this time round is that let's race him where he's most comfortable. And when I look at his form in black and white, he's most comfortable when he's racing up handy. If he races up handy or to the front, he can then dictate, let him use his stride, and I don't see any issue over 2,400 meters. He just seems to not be the same horse when they have him behind runners, and you know they try to give him a chance because he more stays on than runs on. So if he's dictating, Rael, I think that he's a massive runner in this field over 2,400 meters or racing up handy. If he's caught behind horses, I think then he's vulnerable against the older horses, and there are few runners that can give him a go here. The one runner that I picked out is number 6, Spring Fling. We know that Airways Law won the Cup trial. He's now an entry supplemented in the Hollywood Bets Durban July. That was a nice run from this horse last time out. And the fact that he has won over the course and distance, so there's no distance issues with him. And it's a good booking of Richard Fourie. Salvatore Mundi you can make a case for. Decorated you can make a case for. We spoke briefly off air that Chewbacca was given a serious penalty for winning last time out. For running a place last time out, which was a very good run in the Lonsdale behind Shango. And then Silvano's Timer He showed so much of promise as a young horse, and we know that if he had issues, they've spent the time nursing him back. He looked to have needed runs. He won a good race last time out, but what did he beat? And he was hard-ridden as well by Keegan DeMello. So it's a tricky race. I think the way I'd like to sum this up is that, you know, we can't see what's going to happen in the race, right? It's a small field. It's 2,400 meters, how it's going to run. But if Senso Unicorn gets to the front, who gets races up handy, I have no doubt he's the runner to beat.
Absolutely, and Senso Unicorn, whether he does get to the front, that's a question, because there are a few runners that can challenge him for that early lead. The likes of Catch the Tune, even Decorated can go up handy. Spring Fling is another runner that I think is possibly the interesting runner in the field, with Richard Fourier aboard, and as you mentioned, has won over the course and distance. So Spring Fling could just be the runner that gives Senso Unico the most to think about. But the only negative for me is that this race is going to be run at weight for age terms plus penalties, and Spring Fling has to give 3 kgs away to Senso Unico, and Spring Fling, what you see is what you get with him, whereas Senso Unico, there could just be scope for improvement, and he's neatly drawn in gate number 1. So that's the only negative for me. Silvano's Timer, this is a horse that now I think with the confidence under the belt, he could continue to improve and could continue on that upward curve. He's a runner that has to give 3 kgs away, but we're not quite sure what to expect from this individual. And then Chewbacca, harshly penalized last time out, 17 points, but he's a runner that he's proven over the course and distance, no issues with the 2,400 meter trip. So if there are any chinks in the armor of Senso Unico, or even number 7, Silvano's Timer, horse number 6, Spring Fling, and certainly number 10, Chewbacca, could be there to pick up the pieces in the Track and Ball Derby, the Grade 3 event over 2,400 meters.
I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.